Elon Musk is not popular. We've seen the polls, but he does have one thing going for him, doesn't he? He started carrying his kid, whose name I can't pronounce, around with him. And that certainly buys you some points. I'm a dad. I love dads. That said, it's gonna be hard to score a lot of points off of that when videos like this are flown around.
We don't have too many, but that one is a good one. Now I watched this rocket come down.
You're leaving your little boy.
Okay, that is amazing. I love the woman who yells, "You're leaving your little boy." Now he knows. He knows. No, maybe he doesn't. But anyway, so that's Elon Musk. He was speaking at CPAC. Remember, the chainsaw, oh, I'm really cool. And remember, while he was there, Grimes was desperately trying to reach him on Twitter because one of their other kids was having some sort of health emergency and Elon Musk wasn't responding to those messages. And then he just leaves his kid. And that's the kid he carries around on his shoulders, depending on who you are, either because he loves the kid or to ward off assassins. I don't know. But either way, he just hits the ground running. He's gone. Now, I searched for other video, and the best I found was a video before he gets off the stage. He does beckon the kid to follow him. So at least at that point, he remembered that he had a child and that child's life depended on him and all that, and he should protect them and care for them and all that. But then, man, once he hits those stairs, he's gone. Now that said, I've brought another father on here, JR. The video doesn't go on. Maybe eventually he turns around and remembers that his heir is there. But what do you make of this? Do you think, am I being too critical?
John, this is the problem with America. We've got too many of these rich, white dads that abandon their children. They end up with 12 children. The president of the United States, I think, has 7 himself by multiple women, whoring around, spreading their seed everywhere they go. I think it's a disaster. As a matter of fact, I wonder when the father's gonna get back into the homes, because what happens is you'll have an entire generation of spoiled, rich white kids who don't know who their dad is, don't know anything about them, and they don't know how to treat other people. They don't know God because they didn't brought up in the church, because their dads are too busy out sleeping with other women and getting them pregnant and having multiple children. They can't even remember or behind them, but they will prop them up for photo ops and maybe other ways to make sure they avoid paying child support. These stubborn, rich white guys who are destroying our society in the inner cities. This is the same way we talk about folks that we think aren't members of society, or we want to put characteristics on as poor people who don't look after their children. But when it's rich white guys who don't look after their children or don't give a damn about where they come from or where they're going, oh, that's just him being super busy. Really fast, John, I went to the University of Southern California. I hung out with this one guy who said his son went there. I was working this other job. And he said his son had a friend from the school, very rich kid. He said he came over, had dinner with him and all that stuff. And he said the kid was just like he was like surprised at the family nature of their house, this middle-class family, because he came from an uber rich one. And he was like, I never see my father, barely know who he is. And I said, he more pointed out, it sounds a lot like what we say, what middle class to poorer folks, or maybe people from families that didn't stay together, how horrible they are and how they need to stop destroying our society and the family structure and all that stuff that they like to say when they put it on regular Americans. But when it's guys like this who do it at a 10 times scale, they're just okay. They're just rich businessmen who are doing the best for their families. It's all characteristics and ways that they talk about folks that comes from the people who want to make those rules. And this is just another example of how they really treat their children. Many of their cases, how they treat their children.
No, 100%. I mean, I have one little child. He has 30, I don't know. He plays 100 times the video games that I do. And also he's wrecking the government. And also he has like 12 companies and he has lots of time to play Diablo. Are you at least playing online with your kids? Like, look, again, is this the worst thing about Elon Musk? No. Is it in the top 20? Arguably. But it's just a reminder to everyone, do not worship billionaires. If you're struggling, I understand you want more money. It is terrible to not have money. That's the worst thing. But like, I think second worst might be being born into a billionaire's family, because you will inevitably have your life ruined. I mean, look at his family. Look at Donald Trump's family. Is this admirable? Does anyone wish that they had been brought up in a family like this? No, there's a middle ground. And I think it's way healthier overall. These are not people to be worshiped. These are people to be pitied, regulated, and taxed, okay? And that's
John,
it.
I know you're about to go to break really fast. You even had to have that aside where you said, you know what? I don't think this is one of the most important things ever and all that stuff to talk about this guy's family. But you know what? When they're lecturing society, it is the most important thing that they're talking about when it comes to our issues. So JD Vance and all the senators, I forget the guy from Missouri, running around talking about how the family structure, women need to do this, men need to do that. But it's never about them when they're doing all those things they tell you not to do. Just saying, it's important when it's talking about us, but it's not important when we're talking about them.
You are right. And I get what you're doing there. I like it. Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.